Hey guys, in this video I will be demonstrating how to retrieve data from Backendless Database which contains geopoint location. To do this I have set up a sample database and I'll be switching to the data screen, and as you can see I have a table called World Cities. The table contains a column called location, and the type of that column is point, and contains 503 different cities. Specifically, I have singled out the cities that have 1 million or more residents in them. So this is worldwide 500 cities, and I use the visualize checkbox right here that essentially just visualizes the data that I have on the screen. The tabular data is visualized on the map, which makes it quite fun as you page through the data set. The points automatically display the data on the current page. But anyway, so the goal that I have here is to demonstrate how the data is retrieved from the database into the client program and what it looks like in the client program. All our SDKs, including JavaScript, Android, iOS, .NET, Flutter, they all were updated to include special data types on the client side in the SDKs that represent the location data. Meaning that when you retrieve, let's say, a city here, the location property will contain an object that provides coordinates for that location. In Backendless console, whenever you see the data, it can be displayed, the location data can be displayed either in the WKT or the GeoJSON formats, and you can switch between the two quite easily. As you can see, I'm doing that right now on the screen. Some functionality here in the console, you can just pinpoint a particular location. Let's say if we go to Kabul in Afghanistan, click on this find on map, and if we zoom out, we're going to be right in Kabul. So, but that's beyond the point. This is just some additional things that I wanted to point out. Anyway, I'm going to switch to an IDE and demonstrate a program that I wrote here that retrieves the data from the world cities. So the API is very straightforward, and it's going to look almost identical in all our SDKs. This is JavaScript. So in here on this line, we identified that the data is going to be retrieved from the world cities table. There is a find API which retrieves first 10 objects. 10 is the default page size, and you can modify the page size to retrieve more data. And then once we get the result, which will be in the cities variable, we iterate over each city and just print out the name of the city, the country, and location. To show you what this program looks like when it runs, I have it right here. So when I reload the page, it automatically fetches the data, and this is what comes back. But I'd like to show to you in the browser what this data looks like if I were to set up a breakpoint. So in here, I've switched to sources. This is my code, and let's set the breakpoint right here in this line when we have the actual city object. So let's refresh. So now, as you can see, the city object right here that we have in the collection, it contains the country, city, contains the object ID, and then the location right here is actually an object that contains the X and Y coordinates. The code itself will automatically provide access to the latitude and longitude. In fact, it will convert X and Y to the latitude and longitude, so you can work with that data as if it is a GPS coordinate, because these are GPS coordinates. So this is very convenient, but it's something that you need to be aware when you work with geolocation data in Backendless, that any object that's going to be a point object that will be coming back to the client application as a point, an instance of the point class that contains functionality to get latitude and get longitude. In here, right on this line, as you can see, it basically prints out the entire location, and then some of the functionality in this class to print out itself will produce the WKT format. So as you can see, as I run through, this location gets materialized in the output as in the WKT format, which is point, and then longitude, and then latitude. So that's how it works. I think it is actually pretty cool that you can automatically get an object for the data that is represented as location. I hope you found this useful. Thank you, and as always, happy coding.